Hello everybody, welcome to Free Zoom. What is possible with online foundation? So let's talk about foundation classes, let's talk about access consciousness classes, about Corona creation, and what can we create with online foundation. I have one online foundation this weekend, and then in the middle of April another one. I need to mute everybody now. So I'm very grateful and happy that we have this opportunity that we can have now also online foundations. It's opening something incredible, something special. Like people can come from all over the world, from all over this planet. We have many registrations from many different countries already. And we can be in more languages, like also on this Zoom, on this free Zoom, we are in how many languages?
20.
20?
Yes.
20?
Yeah.
Okay, 20. We are in 20 languages at the moment, and this is also like it's a taster for online foundation that we are starting already on Thursday. So it's very soon, especially because we need to organize it, we need to communicate with all the people, and it's for the first time. So let's see how we can create it together. What can we create it together? So maybe we can go to some questions. Maybe somebody can contribute to this with questions. What are you interested in? What would you like to know? Any questions? Is anybody having a question?
Hi, everybody. I actually have one. Usually the foundation has body processes inside. So how is it going to be online with these processes, and what are the possibilities with the foundation and body processes?
So how is explained what we can do is that you can do it on some other person, like from your apartment, with your family, some other family member, you can do it, even if they are not part of the class, or you can do it on yourself during the class. So we are going to explore body processes. There are at least 4 body processes, which we are exploring, learning on foundation class. So we are going to explain them, we are going to learn them, and then you can run it on yourself, and somebody who can run it on family member, we are going to run it also on family member, if you have it, or on your dog maybe, or cat. So we can run it on ourselves or some family member. This is how is it going to be. So during body processes, what we are going to do, it could be possible that we can arrange that your family member can be part of the class just for the body process session, something like that. Okay.
How did they get so lucky?
Yeah. Any more questions?
Yes,
we have a question on Russian chat. Okay. And so do we have any rules of online foundation? Will you control us somehow?
Yes, so all the participants need to be also on English link, where I'm going to have Zoom, and they are going to listen like for Russian. They are going to listen Russian on Russian Zoom link. So the people need 2 equipment, like computer and phone. So they can listen to Russian and they can listen to me silently, also more silently. And we need to see each other face to face all the time during foundation if you would like to have certificate. So you need to be on the screen. Still, we are going to make it more gentle for the body, that you can be more relaxed on the screen, because class, if you are like this on the screen for 4 days can be too intense, too hard for the body. So we are going to explore together how to do it while we have a class, how many breaks do we have, and many other things. We are creating class together. So we are all the time connected with people. This is also what I learned with a lot of practice. When I do classes, especially classes in person, I know when somebody is not following the class. I know when somebody is not listening. I know when they are not present, and somehow with online classes, it's harder. Some things are harder with online classes, and some things can be even better. I was all the time surprised because I preferred classes in person. I was surprised how much online classes can be powerful. They are different experience, like we are being present with each other and we are on distance all over the world. So they are different creation, different experience than classes in person. And there is something what is more contribution when you have class physically in person. And there is something what is also amazing about online classes. So absolutely all the people need to have their camera on and they need to be totally present on the class for 4 days. And we are going to explore how it can be gentle for the body. So you don't need to be like this on the class. You can be like this, maybe like this. Okay, like this. Okay, like this. Okay, not just like this. Okay, also like this is okay. Any more questions? And also, like I suggest you, if you have phones, like headphones like this, then you can do something, you can have more doing in the kitchen, you can do more things in the kitchen. And if you go to toilet, you can mute yourself. So the thing is, if you have some equipment which is more easily to use, like phone or headphones, you can walk in your apartment. Also, you can walk with your laptop. Just if you have different equipment, you can do something also in your apartment at the same time. So you can make yourself some toast or you can go to toilet or something. Yes. Any more questions?
From Spanish, Harris.
Yes.
Why do we call it foundation? Foundation.
Oh, so what is foundation? It's about, so with this title, we are addressing something what we are destroying. So you come with your foundations to this class and we destroy it during the class. So you lose all foundations of creation of life until now. So you open yourself to different platform of creation, which is what is platform. It's much more flexible and movable. And foundations, they are very stick, they are very fixed. So we are destroying all foundations that you had until now in your life, from where you created your life until now. So foundations can be pretty intense classes. It's 4 days of intense, it's 4 days intense life-changing class. Because we are destroying foundations, like you can imagine, like this construction work, intense construction work. Especially first day, it can be the most intense, and then every day it's easier. And what we do with foundation, you start to create your life your way. Somehow you allow yourself to, I need to mute somebody. You allow yourself to have life at all. And foundations are fantastic classes. Like you start your life, you allow yourself that you have your life at all, and that you are creating your life your way, and you start to follow energy, what works for you, what you would like to create. You start to receive. It's amazing. Yes, there is life before and after foundation. Sophie, Sammy wrote in the chat. Anything else?
Thank you, Haris.
Thank you. Next question.
Somebody asked about manuals. Do they print them at home? When do they get them? Okay.
So there is a new manual. We have a new manual, which is, I think it's like something like 1 month old manual, which is now translated already in most of the languages. And we are going to send you, when you pay, we send you the link for manual, which you can also print if you have a printing machine, or if printer places are opened in your country. In some countries they are closed. So if you can print it, you can print it. You are going to get the link for the manual when you pay for the class. This is what we got also from Access, how we do it. And then you need to download it, because this link is going to change later. So this link is not forever. It's just temporary link for this class. So you need to download it, and you can use it during the class. If you have some other equipment, like some other computer, iPad, you can open it with iPad during the class. Maybe it's better that you don't have it on the same computer as the class. And still, if you have it, you can also do it. The best thing is that you print it. So you can have it always in the hands during the class. And if you can't print it, you can have it on computer. And we are going to use the manual. So we are going to start different topics also with the manual. There is a lot of, like, foundation is with a lot of more like the theoretical things with which we can cover, which we need to cover, like many tools are explained in foundation. So we do foundation with manual a lot. So you learn how to use the manual, and when different topics open which are from the manual, we open also the manual. So the manual is important part of foundation. And you get it in your language. You can order it also in English and your language, if you would like to have 2 manuals, if you are speaking more languages. Somebody's asking about the bars. Yes, we are not running bars on distance. Any more questions?
Someone is asking in the chat, how is online foundation different from live foundation? Do you want to say something to that?
Maybe. So I didn't facilitate yet online foundation. I need to admit, this is going to be my first online foundation, and we are creating it together.
Hari, can I come in here?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Ritu from India. I just attended my first online foundation with Aradhna Tiwari today, and I was the host. So we have had one of the most 4 phenomenal days of shift, intense, ease, all of it. It was a new experience to have foundation online, but totally my old foundation is not there anymore right now. So feels so new and fresh. We just finished an hour ago and my body is fresh. It's not tired. So it's feeling very good. That's what I can say. It's like feeling fresh and new.
Yeah, I also perceive it as very powerful and incredible. What can we create with online foundation, and also with all these tools that we have? What we do with these classes, we are exploring. We are being a question how we can create it, how we can create too much with total ease, and then we are creating this class. So how can we create too much with total ease? What if we can create too much with total ease in this like also foundation that we have in this weekend? So the way how we are creating these classes is also we are using access tools to create them, and then you are just like you said, it's fantastic, it's orgasmic. And it doesn't need to be always like this. It doesn't need to be for everybody like this. Sometimes foundation can be hard class also and challenging, and this is foundation. We are changing so much that it can be very intense for many people, and it's still rebirthing. So there are different things. It's just different when it's online, when it's in person, it's different. So there are some pluses in both of variations. So when we have online class, we are going to be with people from all over the world, and still you are going to be in your living room, in your bedroom. You are going to be at home. Let's see what we can create. Next question.
Yes, from Russian chat. So can anyone be near us during foundation online?
Can you
Like,
repeat, please?
yes, so can other person be near us when we are attending foundation?
I didn't
No.
understand.
If somebody can be with them when they are on foundation, like if family member can be with them listening to the class, something like that, family member, probably this.
Yes, family member or
Only person who paid for the class can listen to the foundation. During 4 days, maybe we are going to do some body process session with family member, and we can agree about this, how we are going to do with the group of the foundation. Still, only person who paid can listen to foundation. So you are in another room. But better is that you are in another room than your family. That's the best. So you are not in the same room, even if you have headphones. Because like it's not so easy to be present on the class and to listen to other people at the same time. So the best is that you are in your own room and your family members are not with you in the same room, or at least they are not listening. So because they are not choosing this class, they didn't pay, and for children can listen and also follow the energy. Ask yourself if their contribution to the class, if their contribution to you on this class, and also if it's contribution for them, explore how to do it with your family. So adult person can't listen to the class if they didn't pay. Okay. So you can't bring your uncle, your grandmother, you can't bring your to the class.
Yes. Hey,
Okay.
Harris,
Yes.
there's a question here. Mahmoud asks, may I have a simple definition of foundation? What is foundation?
This that's simple definition. I hope it's not too simple. That's foundation. Translators, you need to do it. So that's foundation. It's like this. When you don't know if you are dead or if you just started to be alive. Okay, right, everybody. When you don't know if you are dead or you just started to be alive. Foundation. Simple explanation what is foundation by Harris. When you don't know if you are dead or you just started to be alive. So it's like, because it's a Turkish question, it's like baklava ready to be eaten. So you are not sure if you are happy baklava or you are afraid of everything baklava because somebody is going to eat you now. Are you happy baklava that you are going to be eaten or frightened baklava? Like this. This is foolish. Yeah.
Hello, Haris.
Yes.
Can I ask practical question? Somebody
Okay.
may already asked. However, are you going to have lunch break after 2 or 3 hours later from your morning time?
Can you repeat? What is the question?
Yeah, my question is, about the lunch break for the, for the class.
Yeah.
Are you going to take, lunch break every day, like, 2 hours later, or,
We are going to explore together with participants what is the best to do. So maybe it's going to be contribution for body that we have 10 minutes breaks every 1 hour, maybe 1 hour and a half. We are going to see, by the way, and also how we are going to do lunch. We are going to agree together with participants how to do it.
Okay.
So maybe like if people are going to be at home, maybe lunch can be shorter. And still, if we have shorter lunch, then we can have more breaks, more short breaks also during the class. We are going to see, by the way. And also what we do with foundation, we are destroying foundations. So lunch don't need to be at fixed time.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
We can do lunch, especially because people are going to be in different time zones. So we can do lunch in the morning, lunch in the evening, lunch during the night.
Yeah. I just wanted to know about the break time. So, like access class usually takes, like 2 hours break or,
Yeah,
like
it could be that we are going to have shorter break.
Okay.
Maybe on some days we are going to take a bigger break if we got awareness that it's contribution to the class.
Okay, got it.
So it's the best that we explore together with the group how to do it, what to do. So
okay, thank you. Also, can children allowed to attend the class if they had registered?
Yeah, they can attend the class. Students can attend the class.
Okay.
If they would like to have certificate, they need to be registered. And for certificate, they need to be present all the time.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yes.
Harris Mahmoud asks, how long is it? How many hours a day?
It's 8 hours.
8 hours.
8 hours together with breaks. So around 8 hours together with breaks. So it can be like 6 hours of active time or something like that. Any more questions? there is like this foundation, which we have from the 2nd to the 5th of April. Starts around 10 and it's until 6. And then I have 2 weeks later, like on 17th to 20th of April, I have foundation which is more friendly for Asian time zones, which starts in Europe at 6 a.m. So it's still during the day in Japan and China, Indonesia, India. It's a more friendly time for Asia. I start early in the morning in Europe, in the middle of April. Any more questions? And for Russia.
Hi, Harris.
Yes. Yes.
I wanted to ask you how it would do the processes.
Can you repeat, please?
Should I continue? Yes. How would we do the body processes, the practicals, if we are alone? We doing the foundation alone at home. How would we?
We are going to explain you on the foundation how you are going to do it when you are alone. Okay. So you are going to learn this on foundation.
All right.
It is possible. So we are going to learn
Thank you.
how to run body processes on ourselves, and on one of the days we can also do it on family members. We are going to explore together with the group.
Okay. Lovely. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Anybody else?
Yes, we have a question in Russian chat again about receiving on online and live foundation. So is receiving on online and live foundation equal? Because online foundation was forbidden before, and what can you say about it?
What was forbidden? I don't understand.
Foundation, like now CEFs can do online foundation, but before it was forbidden for some reason. And can you tell something about it?
About what?
So the question from participant about receiving, just like receiving on online and live foundation. And can you explain what is the difference between receiving on online and live foundation? Because before doing foundation online, we were forbidden.
Okay.
It was forbidden.
So it was not allowed. So it's different, and it can be like it's just different. So like it doesn't need to be less if it's online foundation. It can be even more, that you create with class even more, that you receive even more than in person. Many times we expect that it's better when you have class in person, and it was my preference before, and with many online classes which we have done, it was for me amazing what could we create with online class. So it's different foundation. You need to follow energy. You need to ask for yourself, what can you create if you join this online class, this online foundation, and if it creates more for you, choose it. And you don't need to understand. This is something what we learn with foundations. Just know the energy, allow yourself, trust your knowing, and choose it, and it doesn't need to be understandable. So this is something what is going on at the moment in the world. We have online foundations, and let's see what can this create. So some things are easier with foundation, and something like with online classes. Some things are easier, some things are harder. It's just different. So what can be challenging when it's online is because when you have classes online, people can run away from the class. Like when I do class in person, I can run after you if you are not choosing. I can go physically to your body and you can't leave the room. And when you are online, like when we do online classes like this, you can just run away. And it's very good because Access made these rules already from beginning. Everybody need to have their screen turned on all the time. You need to show your face on the screen. You need to be present on the class. This is how we are taking care that you are not running away from change and from choosing and from allowing yourself to receive and to be. You can explore the energy like this. What we do like now, online Zoom, it's example of online class. So what is energy of this online Zoom is I'm saying to everybody here, like, it's cool, whatever you are choosing. I'm grateful to all people who are here, that you are here with us. And absolutely, you don't need to come to Online Foundation. You get this energy, everybody. And it's amazing, whatever you are choosing in your life. And I'm grateful to you. This is energy of this online Zoom.
Hey, Harris, someone is asking
Yes.
about the price, please. How much
What
is it gonna be?
So
The online foundation's price.
So who is good in prices here? So price, when you register on Access Consciousness page, you see also your price. So the thing is, you can log into Access Consciousness page, and after being logged in, you go to event, and then price show up for you, like your pricing of your country. And also if you have half price, it's going to show up to you when you are logged in Access page, and then you go to Access event. And still there is one PDF which we have where are prices for different countries. We can check this price for you. You can write to email team@harris.sc and we can check your price. So whatever you have question, you can always write to this email and we can check price for you. And still log in on Access page and go to Access event like foundation, which we have. And there you can see a price. So every country is having different price. So mostly it's priced in your currency, mostly. And then whatever you pay, also when you pay or in euro or dollars, you check what is currency exchange at the moment. And you can always also ask my team about this, what is the right. So after registration, you get email when you have payment information. Yeah, there was somebody's asking about changing prices. There was in last months, maybe last 2 months, there was change in prices. And I think that for most countries it's unchangeable, and for some countries price changed. Okay, any more questions?
Harris, for people that have never chosen foundation before, what is the purpose of having a foundation? Why would you choose a foundation?
For me, why I would choose foundation is because I'm exploring life. I'm always choosing something where I can learn and grow. So from my way of functioning, I would do when I say access consciousness, when I recognize that access consciousness is contribution to my life, I'm choosing to do all access classes as soon as possible and still in the best way with the right speed. So somehow in the way that is contribution to my life, not just to do prerequisites. So when I have seen Foundation Manual, that's something like maybe 5-6 years ago, I chose to do all access classes. That's for me, learning and growing and doing these classes is the most natural thing that I can do. So for me, that's more natural to do foundation class than to go to shopping center. Something like that. So like, don't just do foundation for like how I see the world. Don't just do foundation, do classes, different classes, grow, learn your whole life. Some people also like, it's funny for me when somebody say, oh, I'm going to do just one more class or 2 more classes and then I'm off. Like, what? Off to what? Like, are you going to die or what? Like, what if you can do millions or trillions of classes? What if learning and growing is your way of living? So the most natural for me is that you just do foundation as soon as possible. And I can say my experience about foundation is after 3 years of all access classes, I have done like in 2 years all access classes. And after 3 years of all access classes, and when I facilitated foundation at least 5 times, I recognized what this class is about. And I was doing classes all the time, and still somehow I needed more years to get what foundation class is. This is how this class is powerful and amazing, and this is why I recommend to people do as much as possible foundation classes, like do them 10 per year at least. Participate in foundation class. Anybody, any more questions?
Yes. If I choose this class, how my life will look like in 5, 10, 50 years?
Yeah, what is my life going to be? Yeah, it can be this question. This is one of the tools which we learn also in foundation class. So, what future am I creating with this choice? It can be this question. And you are sensing the possibilities of the future. So what can I create if I join this foundation? And what can I create if I don't join this foundation? Is this foundation going to be contribution to my life? And you explore the energy. Allow yourself to know, trust yourself to know. This is something fascinating with what we are learning with access consciousness classes. You can trust your knowing. You don't need to understand, you don't need to control it. You don't need to listen to others. Just allow yourself that you know what if you are creating your life and you can include these online classes to this what we are doing at the moment. All these people can be contribution to your life. At the moment we have 200 people here online from all over the world, and all these people can be part of your life, and you can include them, you can create with them, you can allow yourself to receive from them, and this can create amazing life, and we can be really grateful that we created this until now.
Thanks.
So somebody is asking, should I go in person? Like somebody was targeting foundation in Mumbai in June, and now they don't know if they do online or live. From how I'm creating live, I would say wise or, like you say, online or live. Why is or, like what is or, like what if it can be online and live in person? Not like online or live, what it can be, what if it can be online and live?
And what if they choose both?
Yeah, so what have you decided about your life and about your income, so you can do only one foundation in half a year instead of like every month some access class, or even more, like every weekend? Any more questions?
Hi, there is
Yes.
a question from Italy.
Yes.
She's asking, can you give us your experience to make foundation another time and another or another? I'm deciding to do foundation another time.
I don't understand the question. Can you repeat? Do you understand it?
So if you can give us your experience in choosing to do foundation this time or another.
Or like my experience is that I'm choosing both. Like I'm creator, I'm just doing as much as classes as possible. This is energy from where I'm functioning. It's my speed. And if you would like to have smaller life, you can maybe now think, should I do it now or later? From my way of functioning, if you're asking for my way, it's I'm doing both. I'm doing too much. I'm choosing too much. So I'm doing now classes and later. How much is your future fixed, or how much is your life fixed? How much you already calculated your life? So you already calculated how much foundations you can have in next 10 years. So what if you don't need to calculate your life anymore? Just follow the energy, allow yourself to be surprised. So let's say now is April, you don't need to calculate October. This is something that we are creating also with these classes. When you start with these classes, like if you do now class in April, October can be something totally different. And people here can also share experience with you if you would like to hear it from more people. So what if you don't need to control October? How much your October is already fixed? What if you can allow yourself to be surprised? So what if you can choose class in April, so October can be something totally different?
Harris, here's a cool question.
Yes.
Can a pregnant register in this class?
It's not my fault that she is pregnant. So it's her choice. So yes, pregnant woman can be part of this class.
I have a French question. What are the results after foundation?
What are the what? Results.
Yes.
Result. This is French question?
Yes.
Then I need to answer in the French way. Like this. The results after this foundation, they can be amazing. You can be even more fucked up than before. something like that. So it's, I need to mute somebody or maybe. So what is with these classes? We are changing somehow space of functioning. We are changing reality. So many questions until now, they were about understanding, control, fixing the future, having fixed future, predicting the future. And with these classes, what shows up with foundation and with other access classes is that creation of life starts to be different. So after foundation, everything can go worse. Your life can be theoretically, technically more terrible. You can lose everything. It can be that you are going to feel your body even less, and still you are going to be the happiest person on this planet. Like I said, foundation is that you are not sure if you are dead or you just started to be alive. So results are not so predictable. Like, what is stupidity of reality which we bought from other people is that we are in some kind of race, like a race, like a car race, when we are trying to have better life, like better body, better job, better relationship, better everything, better look, better Instagram profile. So this is just a game. It's a video game. It's not so real. It's not true. We are not having foundation. I'm not having foundation in this weekend. So you are going to be better robot. That's not my job. We are doing foundation this weekend, so you are going to be more crazy, more unpredictable, more uncontrollable. Okay? We are going to do foundation in this weekend, so more people are going to hate you. This is how is it. Sorry. It's not predictable, it's not controllable, it's not fixed. And you don't need to understand. So if you are creating your life from understanding, maybe you can choose finally something what you don't understand and control. And maybe you can allow yourself to be surprised. Anything else?
Yes, again from Russian chat question. How to understand that you have become more alive and not dead after all these changes? Should I repeat?
Okay, understand.
Yes, understand.
When you understand, that means that you are stupid, so it's better that you don't understand. What means understanding is functioning of your brain. So when you understand, you are comparing it with something from the past and you understand. So it's mental, it's happening only in your head. What if you don't need to understand? So you are, let's say you are happy, it's more joyful space, it's more orgasmic space than that you can be. And so you can enjoy this space. What means understanding? That you go into your brain and you are trying to do this functioning of the brain when you are comparing what is happening with something from the past. And then you are saying, I understand now. This is happiness. Okay? That means understanding. Stop understanding. stop understanding. You don't need to understand anything, okay? What if life don't need to be anymore in your brain, in your head? So this is something what we do on foundation classes. We jump out from our head. We jump out from our head so we can be more present with our bodies and with this planet. What if you are here to enjoy your body with this planet and to enjoy this planet with your body, and you are not here to think, you are not here to understand? Like if you understand life, what is that? So what if we are not here to understand life? What if we are here to enjoy life, to enjoy our bodies and to enjoy this planet? And we don't need to understand anything. But if more you understand, more you are limited, more you are stupid. Because understanding means that you think that you know. So you are stopping your knowing. You think that you have answer, so you don't need to be a question. So what if you don't need to conclude anything? What can you create in your life if you don't need to have any conclusion about anything? What can this be? So how many conclusions are you using so you don't need to be present and you don't need to receive? So this is something what we are learning with foundation classes. That's why it's also 4 days, because it's not so easy to change this. It's totally different functioning in the world. And life start to be something totally different. Anything else?
Haris,
Yes.
another question from Italy. So Joe is asking, are you suggesting to study the manual after the foundation? How did you do that at the beginning when you didn't own the tools? You weren't a master with the tools. Just
So
let me.
حبيبي
Okay.
علي صوتك عشان
Okay, which language was that? So what I suggest to people, so everybody, like, just follow your energy, what creates more. What I suggest to people is to read the manual during foundation class as soon as possible, so they can ask the questions from the manual. So whatever is not clear in the manual, so they can ask, and we are creating also the class with their questions and with the manual. And then what I suggest to people is to read the manual 10 times in next 10 days. There is so many inside amazing information that it's crazy. And still, like, you can ask questions during the foundation class or read the manual as soon as possible. And still, it just works. Like when you are reading this manual later, it's changing your life and you are receiving more and more awareness. And it's not about being right or wrong. You just know. You learn with this class that you know. So you don't need to have all the time my explanation. You just know. So this is what I suggest to people. Read foundation, like manual, when you are on foundation class as soon as possible, and then read it 10 times in next 10 days. There are some people who never read the manual. And they are also saying, I have done foundation class. Like they were sleeping on foundation class, they didn't read the manual. Just eat the manual. Eat the class. Any more questions?
Alice,
Yes.
do you think, by this online foundation class, how do you think about, can we accelerate in the change of the earth right now?
I would say yes. So what we have very special part of our life at the moment. Everybody, like, there is quarantine everywhere, like we need to be mostly in our apartments with small movement, we can't travel, so we are learning something, we are changing something. So it could be that a lot of people are going to be stupid also after this virus. Still, a lot of people might wake up and we can start to see life differently. So what if these classes are contribution, so more people can see life differently? Their contribution to this changing, their contribution to learning that we are having. And this is what I follow the energy. So like I'm choosing these classes, I'm choosing to facilitate them. This is my way of contributing to this planet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Another French question. I want to be more free. How do I do that?
So freedom is not true, freedom is a lie. More you allow yourself that you are a slave, more you can create. And if you would like to have freedom, that means that you are a slave of freedom. So you have just freedom. That means nothing. So more you are in service to everything, more you are slave to everything, more you create. That's freedom.
I also have a question.
Okay.
I got like I don't like a distractor implant, like kind of a fear that the more classes that I will have, maybe it's gonna fuck me over even worse. Like, because I always like feel like I'm fighting with choosing, and do I really choose? Or am I just fooling myself? Like, am I just make believe that I'm choosing, but I'm not choosing? So is it gonna fuck me over even worse if I'm gonna make like more classes of foundation, or is it gonna be a contribution to my life? What do you say?
So, okay, I'm going to translate you now.
Yeah, yes, thank you.
Okay. So she said that she have fear that it can be also worse with these classes. So somehow you can recognize, like, one thing is these classes are not creating life instead of you. You are creating your life, and you are using these classes to create your life. So it could be with these classes that you can create even more point of views that you are not creating your life, that classes are creating your life, that classes are source of awareness instead of you being source of awareness, that classes are source of creation instead of you being source of creation. So you can buy this. I can repeat this if translators were confused. So it can be that you buy or you create with these classes, that these classes starts to be source of creation and source of awareness instead of you being source of creation and source of awareness. Then another thing what shows up with these classes, you're opening to more possibilities, more space, more creations. And then if you are not willing to have them, you need to work harder to limit yourself. So what many people can do with access classes, they are doing just more job for themselves, because you are losing limitations. At the same time, you need to stop yourself. So you are sadomasochist when you are torturing yourself with the classes, and you are making stopping of yourself harder, so it's more interesting for you. So one question what you can use is, would you really like to create more? And how much are you still trying to have just little better life? What if you are still choosing to hide and you are not really allowing yourself to show up? And it can be crazy to do all these classes with so small choice, like just to create little more and still to hide yourself and still to hide creation from yourself and still to lie to yourself. It's harder, it's more challenging. So what if these classes don't need to create your life? You are creating your life. How much you are giving power to foundation, how much you are giving power to access consciousness instead of you being the power. What if you are the powerful bitch and we are here just to contribute to your ass, and we are not here to help your ass? What if your ass don't require help? Okay?
Yes, thank you.
I hope that I didn't kill you too much, because I would like to kill you also over the weekend even more.
Kill me. I want to
This is
die.
just, you know,
And
this
then
is just
reborn.
a taster, so it's just a small killing, not total killing, you know? Total killing is on a foundation class. So if you are afraid of something, just be afraid. Probably you like it. Any more questions?
Hannes, I have a question.
Okay.
You always have a great way of explaining things. I'm wondering about making a demand. When I heard you were doing the online foundation, I was like, I'm choosing this. And I did not know if I was making a demand or not. But I'd like to demand that I take the class this weekend. And what to you is making a demand? How can you explain the best way to demand something?
So you think to ask for something?
Well, the difference between requesting of the universe and demanding of the universe, I always get confused about this.
So, like, how is it explained on these classes? You ask from the universe and you demand it on yourself. And still in some languages, I think in French language is the same word, demand and ask. So you ask, you demand on yourself, and you don't need to understand this so much. So when you would like to create something, just go for it, just create it. Just choose it and just do it. Make it simple. Creation is simple. You don't need to know exactly how do you need to verbalize it, what technique do you need to do. Just do it. Just choose it. Make it simple.
I think I mean more like about money showing up.
Yeah. So with this, so you are choosing the class. You are choosing to create the fucking money. And the thing is, it doesn't need to be successful. So I need to mute somebody. What is with the money? It doesn't need to be successful. So you are choosing to do class in this weekend. You are choosing to create the fucking money. You are being and doing what is creating the money. And also, you don't need to do the class. So it doesn't need to be successful. If you need it, you are stopping it. So you say, let's have this class. Creation can be also playful. It can be fun. It can be with ease. You don't need to make it hard. So let's have this class and let's create the fucking money for this class. Let's have fun. How can we do it? and you are exploring different possibilities. You ask for different possibilities to show up. You are being and doing something that creates money in these days. And you create the fucking money and you find a way. I also like in few years, I borrowed the money few times to go to classes. Nothing could stop me. When I was choosing the class, I was willing to walk to the class to another country when I was choosing a class. Nothing can stop me. When I'm choosing something, when I'm aware that something creates more, I include everything. I'm willing to be anything to have it. So I borrowed money a few times. I was willing to walk. If I wouldn't have money for the traffic, I was willing to walk to the class, to another country. There is nothing that could stop me. And still, I didn't need to go to the class. And if I wouldn't go, it would be still just fine. You never need to depend on results. And what shows up with these classes, with these choices, like even if you don't change your financial reality in next days, you may change it in next months. So with this choice that you are choosing this class, you are choosing to change your financial reality. So maybe it's not going to be successful this time. And it could happen, it could show up that in few months, you are going to have totally different financial reality. Few months, really, like it's crazy. So now you are choosing to create more money. Now you are choosing to create more. Now you are choosing to have more money. Now you are choosing to gift yourself with the money. With these classes, when you are choosing these classes, you are choosing to gift yourself. You are choosing really to give money to yourself. And you start to be more interested in the money. And then like you can have amazing results and they can be little later. So they don't need to be next days or next weeks, that you can have much more money than ever. Like 10 times more money than you have at the moment. Because with these classes, you start to be interested in the money and also interested to gift yourself and also to gift other people. Like when you gift this money to yourself for foundation class, you are gifting this money to your family and you are gifting this money to all the people on this planet. And this energy creates amazing things. New things start to show up in your life. You are willing to receive and you are willing to be contribution, and many things can surprise you on the way. So choose to have this class, choose to be and do the most as you can be and do, and you don't depend on results. So allow yourself that it's not successful. And still you have done the most as you can do for it. Cool?
Harris, so all they want to do is to choose it without giving this a big significant.
Yeah, like you don't need to depend on results. That's how you create. If you depend on result, you're stopping result. Creation is more by the way and more with playfulness. And what people do, they are changing choices into need and necessity. This is how they're stopping creation. Just have fun and you are going to create too much.
Haris, I just have a question. Is time is a distractive implant?
It's time and distractor implant. I think it's not in the manual in the distractor implants. The time. Still, like time is something what you don't need to make true or real anymore. and you can just uncreate and destroy it. What is your question?
Like, I mean to say, like, the time itself, like when I say I'm creating time for a class or for a specific thing or for a session, I should be exactly on that time, or it's just a distractive thing that we made it to be according to it?
So you can use time, and time don't need to create your life, and you are using also time to create your life. So what if time can be part of you, and you don't need to be just time? So how much you are resisting to time, so you are just time, instead of using time to your advantage.
Yes. Thank you.
So this is what we do. We are resisting to something. Similar like what person asked about freedom. We are resisting to something, and this is how we are stuck with it. So what if you can use time and you don't need to resist to time? So what if your resistance to time was your awareness how people are stupid about time? You knew something more, and you can ask, what is that awareness? How much you know that time is not so real and true, and it's somehow artificial, and then you can still use time to create. So we are using time, and you don't need to be just time. Life don't need to be so much about time. Time is not so real and true, and we are still using it. So you can be space, which is beyond time, and still we can use time to create with people. Cool? Any more questions?
Can you speak about having our choice create for everybody, and it's not just personal choice, and that it can create more for all of us, and the future that can
So
create
what did you say? Archers?
our choice, like personal
Our
choice, and
okay.
yeah.
Our choice. So before these classes, how people see life, it's very defined life. It's very understandable life, like more life in a computer when everything is so defined and separated. And after these classes, what shows up, different space shows up. When you see how everything is connected and how everything is creating together, there is really nothing what you are doing alone in your life. You are not so, you don't need to be so defined, so separated. So what if life is total co-creation all the time with everything? And like you are creating with everything all the time. So like you are some kind of, how to put it into the words. You are just being it. You are being this space of awareness, and you are being this space where you are connected with everything. So you are creating together with everything, and how you are influencing with your choices. Like then when you are choosing from this space, whatever you are choosing, everything is changing, so it can be created. That's why I'm explaining on the classes, choose the future, so the future can be created. Choose to have amazing future. And it's not so much about how exactly it's going to look like. It's more about what do you allow yourself to be. And when you are choosing to have future with this planet, we are changing the future of this planet. And this is main thing what I do with these classes. I'm empowering people so they choose to have amazing future with this planet. we need to choose so it can be created. And more people choose it, more amazing future can we have. And when you choose, what if everything on this planet is following you, is creating this with you, what you are choosing? And this is space to which we are opening on these classes. Your choice is changing this planet. You choose, and everything, your body, your life, and this planet is changing so it can be created. This is the space to which we are opening on these classes. So don't choose these classes being in very defined, separated life. Like at least you can control it. Any more questions?
Yeah, I just want to share something because I've been in home quarantine for, this is my 12th day. And so I'm not able to meet anybody to give me some body processes. So I'm doing it on myself and it's really becoming super strong. And before I really hated to do it on myself. And now because I have no other option, it's becoming so amazing and like orgasmic to do it on myself. So just wanted to share this.
Yeah, your body is your best sexual partner. Any more questions?
Yeah.
So it was explanation for people who were wondering how we are going to do body processes on ourselves. It can be really amazing. It can be super powerful. And it's still different for different people. And we can explore this also on foundation class, how it's different and how to run it more and what we can ask for.
Upload
Next question.
button.
Next question. Also, we are now slowly finishing. Is there any question for the finishing? We need to slowly also finish. So, anybody would like to say something?
Harris, a lady is
Yes.
asking me, Maha,
Yeah.
here. Her question is that after I had my foundation, there's this gap that was created between me and my husband.
Yeah.
A separation.
Yeah. So you can be a question. This is a question which is also in foundation manual.
Primila.
I'm going to mute now everybody. So with these classes, one of the things what shows up, we are changing so much that we are losing connections with people and we start to be different space with people. So what we do, you start to be different space also with your family in your relationship. Before you were creating, like with family and relationship, it's a lot about feelings, which we are destroying. We are uncreating and destroying all the feelings on these classes. Feelings are some energy from the past. It's shit from the past. That's why it feels warm. It's shit from the past. And this is how we are using also relationship and family, so we can create predictable future, because we are all the time keeping the shit from the past, but it's all these point of views and feelings, and they are warm, you know, shit is warm. That's why we feel warm in family and relationship. So this is something that we are losing with these classes. So you are opening more to space of creation. So you can recognize that you can be something different with people. You are giving them space. You are not attached to them. Attachment is how we are parasites to each other. So we are killing each other's body and we are killing each other's life. You start to have freedom with another person. You start to have space what people can recognize, I don't have feelings. No, it's a space of creation, different space of creation, what starts with this class. And still there is a question, what energy, space, and consciousness can me and my body be? So my family, my business partners, my partner in relationship feels connected with me. So they can still feel connected with you. You can change in the way they don't feel that you are leaving them. You can be this manipulation. And we are learning also with these classes, relationships, life, business, it's a manipulation. If you don't manipulate, you are fucked up, you are screwed, you have a problem. What manipulation can I be today to create amazing life? And thank you everybody, and see you like tomorrow. We have next online class, and then after tomorrow is about money, so it's a question for many people here. After tomorrow, it's for 1st April, it's a class, online class about how to be crazy. And then on Thursday we start with foundation, online foundation in more languages. And please, everybody who would like to join foundation, register as soon as possible so we can organize it. We can organize translators also. Please write to us if you need translation, so the translators are not waiting for the last day if they are going to translate or not. So if you need translation, please write to us or register as soon as possible so we can organize these incredible, sexy translators. Yes, there was something else?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it okay to ask a question?
Yes, just ask.
Okay, Harris, after I get my foundation class, I felt like that I became like, you know, a magnet which attract people and relations. So I just want how to know how to deal with this and not to be afraid of all these people and relations.
So one of the questions what we use also on foundation, is it fear or excitement?
Yes.
So what if it's excitement? What if you like it too much?
Yes.
So like, just enjoy it and choose more, and stop pretending that you don't like it. Like, you can pretend to other people, just stop pretending to yourself. This is to receive from other bodies, that other people like us. This is one of the energies which are the most amazing for our body. So allow your body to receive how other bodies are interested in your body. Can you allow your body to receive?
Okay, yes.
You can pretend to other people that you are not interested, you know, and just stop pretending to yourself. Okay?
Okay,
just
thank you.
Admit to yourself that you like it too much.
Okay.
That everybody would like to F-U-C-K you. And just enjoy it. Enjoy this energy. You don't need to do it, or at least you don't need to do it all the time. So just enjoy this energy, allow your body to receive it. It's energy of living, it's life.
Harris, there's an interesting question, please.
Yes.
She says, I see people who had access, they are normal, they are regular, nothing has changed in their lives. Who is the best person who can benefit out of access? And there's another one. Other ladies are saying, after access, my husband is still abusing me, and I am so affected negatively from his behavior.
Yeah, so access is not, or foundation class is not changing or creating life instead of you. It's just a tool for you. There are tools for you. So you are choosing and creating your life. So it's not going to change. We are not changing life instead of you. You are choosing and creating your life. Also after Excel class. So, like, I would ask you, like, what do you love about this abusive person? And how much are you using this person so you can have control? How powerful you are that you need to use this person so you can have control. And thank you, everybody. We need to finish now. So see you
Thank you,
next
Haris.
days.
Thank you, Haris.
Terima kasih,
Thank you,
Haris.
everybody.
See you
Much. Thank you.
Terima kasih.
Thank you,
Thank
Haris.
you.
Shukran.
Thank you, everybody. See you, everybody.
Hvala vam svima.
Imate sve, ako imate neka pitanja, slobodno pišite.